In the bookbinding and printing trades, padding is the process of making notepads from a stack of single sheets by applying a temporary adhesive to one edge. These pads are designed so that a single sheet can be pulled off the remaining block. Since padding is mostly about the adhesive used, I've made this part of the Adhesives series of videos. This is more of a trade than a hobby subject, but I think it's something everyone in bookbinding should know about, and it may even be useful and something you might decide to do. Office supply shops are full of notepads in different colours and line styles made this way. These are obviously made to a specification for a specific purpose. But the little country newspaper from where I grew up always had a note in the back saying cheap notepads were available from the Guardian office on Church Street. The reason printers often make notepads is that it's the perfect way to use up printers' waste, which includes the offcuts from jobs that don't use the full sheet of paper. Just about every job in a print shop has offcuts, and if they're big enough, they make great notepads. It's such a simple job. Why would the printer bother the binder? This is why padding is more associated with printing than bookbinding, and the adhesives and padding presses are made and sold by printing supply companies. But bookbinders have offcuts too and often get access to printers' waste, and I'm sure many bookbinders have made many notepads. And it doesn't have to be just notepads. It could be tickets or schedules or flyers. It's just a temporary way to hold a stack of single sheets together. In addition to the pile of paper, there is usually a light card to give the pad some rigidity. Thin, maybe 1mm grey binder's board is perfect for this. Any cheap board will work fine. This is temporary work. As mentioned, padding compound and presses are usually sold by printing supply companies, but you don't need a special press for padding. These are more useful when you're making a stack of pads a foot high. I'm just going to use a pair of pressing boards and my nipping press, but you could just use a brick. I'm going to put some packing tape on the edge of some pressing boards to protect them from glue. When I get paper like Mohawk Superfine cut up, I have these piles of offcuts left over. They're not any standard size, but I find these lengths cut into 4 make a nice sized doodle pad. I'll count out 12 sheets and double these to make 2 24-sheet notepads. It's possible to cut 12 sheets easily with an alpha knife. If you have a guillotine, it's even easier. You may as well cut 24 sheets with the guillotine and get 4 pads at a time. I also have some odd pieces of scrap card, and I'll find some wide enough to make the back of the pads. Grain direction doesn't matter for tearaway pads. I'll keep it simple and just do 4 pads. I'll put them between the tape-covered pressing boards, knock up to the head and put them in the press. I'm only doing up the press lightly. I don't want the pad to expand when it comes out of the press so that the glued edge is thinner than the rest of the pad. I'll start by using an actual padding compound. This is one case where the specialist bookbinding suppliers may let you down. I bought this off Amazon, so it's readily available. You can also buy it coloured red. You'll often see commercial pads with red adhesive. I bet you could add acrylic paint and get any colour you want. I follow the instructions and apply a generous coating. I don't bother with the second coat. I let it dry an hour and then take it out of the press and separate the individual pads. Any flat knife can be used to slit the pads apart, but if you love a specialty tool, which I do, you can buy a specialist padding knife, which does about the same job as any other flat knife. But do you need to buy a special padding compound? It's a strong, flexible surface adhesive, which sounds a lot like PVA. I gave EVA a go applying a single generous coat. The result is a pad that opens fine without falling apart, and the individual pages can be torn off without ripping. Superficially, the result seems almost identical to the padding compound. Now, what about the Elmer's glue you don't know what to do with after my damning review? This is a completely temporary binding, and I don't think the long-term properties of the adhesive are important, so let's give it a go. I did give it 2 coats based on having already tried it and found the pages pulled off a bit too easy with just 1 coat. But after the 2 coats, it was hard to tell the difference between Elmer's, EVA and padding compound. Thank you for your support during 2021. If you celebrate Christmas, I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I hope everyone has a peaceful and happy New Year. As always, I really appreciate you hitting the like button. If you're able and want to, you can support the making of more videos like this through Patreon or with a one-off contribution, and the details are in the description below. To find videos I've made on specific topics or other projects, the best place to go is the DAS Bookbinding Video Guide. It's the index to the channel. If you want to be notified of my future videos, please hit the subscribe button and select the notification bell. Until next time, cheerio.